Hi friends, and welcome to a quick little video that I decided to make because, well, with the launch of Heavensward just around the corner and my obvious love for Final Fantasy XIV, I thought it'd be kind of cool to take a minute and talk about like the top 5 reasons why I am so excited for this expansion to come out, because I really love this game and I want to share that with all of you so much, so I'll jump right into it. So my number 5 reason for being super excited is the Black Mage. Now, all the classes are going to get a level cap increase, but really all I care about is the Black Mage because that's my favorite class of all of them, even though I have a tank and healer. Nothing beats a Black Mage. There's going to be new abilities, and Square Enix just put out a video not too long ago that showed what some of the abilities look like, and then they did a forum post that went over what they discussed in a live letter that kind of explained some of them. So I know for the Black Mage, we're going to get ability called Ley Lines, one called Sharp Cast, one called Enochian, which I think is how that's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure, but also going to get Fire 4 and Blizzard 4. More explosions and more crushing, yes. My number 4 reason for being super excited for Heavensward is new zones. Since 2.0, the only thing we've been ever to see from Ishgard is Kurthus, the lovely icy plains of Kurthus. And you can kind of see Ishgard in the distance, the city that sits in the middle of a big mountain valley, kind of like just suspended in air almost. And now we're finally going to be able to go there and explore and see what sorts of crazy things Ishgard has been hiding. Okay, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions about them, but I'm pretty sure they're hiding stuff. But you're not only going to be able to visit the city, but you're going to be able to see the giant countryside that is behind the city of Ishgard, and journey into the realm of Dravania, where the Dragon Horde is, and I'm sure that's going to be chock full of horrible things that want to kill us. But Final Fantasy XIV is an absolutely beautiful game, and with all the attention to detail the developers have put into A Realm Reborn, I'd wager to guess that these new zones are going to be super, super awesome, and I just cannot wait to run around and check it all out. Flying mounts. But really, flying mounts. I cannot wait to fly around in 14. Now, granted, they've said that you're not going to be able to fly in any of the 2.0 areas, so that's kind of a little frustrating, but all of Ishgard is going to be enormous. The areas are huge. They have ground areas and they have flying areas to explore, so you're kind of getting 2 zones in one, so that's going to be neat. But I mean, there's so much to explore, and being able to go into the sky is going to be awesome. And we already know that there's going to be, you can get a griffin if you order the collector's edition. There's a dragon, which we've seen a lot in a lot of the preview cutscenes. You're going to be able to get the chocobo to fly, which is really neat because that kind of takes you back to those times where, like in Final Fantasy VII, where you had to breed the chocobos to get the flying one, or you had to go through the quest line in Final Fantasy IX to get the chocobo upgraded to the white one so it could fly. But you're also going to be able to fly on some kind of strange slug snake thing that I've seen in like the benchmark trailer. I'm really interested to find out where that comes from. And there's also, you know, personal airships that they've talked about. So you're going to get 1-seater airships, which is going to be super cool. I mean, that might be my preferred mode of travel, is flying around on an airship. But another thing they've talked about is that the extreme horse mounts from the extreme primal fights are going to be able to fly. So that's neat. They've already said they're going to adjust a lot of the mounts that we already have. Probably the bomb mount is one. I would wager to guess the airman mount might be another one that they kind of give the ability to fly, since they both fly already. But the other cool thing that I really cannot wait to see is there's going to be company airships. So we're going to be looking at free company airships, and I'm kind of thinking, based on some of the like 2 images they've shown of how that's going to be going down, there hasn't been a whole lot of information about it. I have my fingers crossed that maybe we're going to get big airship fights, like maybe Guns of Icarus style, where you have a crew on a ship and you're like running around getting to the guns, or you're repairing your ship so that you can fire. Please, Square Enix, please, can we please have airship fights? Because, PvP, PvP is kind of a thing, and airship PvP, do it. My number 2 reason for being beyond excited for Heavensward is Alexander. He is my favorite Eidolon in the entire series, and every time I've ever encountered him, I just absolutely fall in love. He's a huge fortress whose mere appearance generally signifies the passing of judgment. And then there's, of course, this lovely cutscene from Final Fantasy IX. What's not to love? In 14, Alexander is going to be a raid. He's a primal that's summoned by the goblins, and he takes the form of a fortress, and we will have to fight from the inside. So that's going to be an interesting mechanic. They've said he's going to have a normal story mode, and then there's going to be a difficult version, which so far is being talked about as being harder than the Binding Coil of Bahamut, which I still have not completed. I am so boned. This leads me to my final reason why I'm beyond excited for Heavensward. It's not, these aren't the only 5 reasons that I'm excited, but this one here, this is what's keeping me going. This is what's making me want to play it more and more as the launch gets closer. And it's the story. I cannot tell you how much I love the story from the 2.1 version, and it just gave me that feel of the classic RPG that I've kind of been nostalgic and wanting for a while now, and no one's really developing it. It's not coming out. New games really aren't carrying that. So they have this fantastic story with the MMO aspects mixed into it, with the dungeons and the raids and the things that you can do with each other. And Heavensward is said to have just as much story content as A Realm Reborn when it was launched. So that's another possibly 60 hours worth of content just in the story. And given the giant cliffhanger ending that we got at the end of patch 2.55, you're not going to be seeing much of me when the expansion comes out. So yeah, I will not stop until I get to the end of that story. I am so excited. But those are my 5 reasons that I am so excited for Heavensward. I know I've said that about 100 times in this video, but I can't help it. I'm just really excited. If you guys are looking forward to the expansion as well, please let me know what your reasons are in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and do some of those social things that you'll find in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!